Most of the conversations, in my experience at least, have been one-off. We're also, of course, relying on some of our Senate Republican colleagues who have good relationships across the aisle. We're going to do whatever we have to do is the answer. And I think it's tough to predict what shape this negotiation is going to take over the next few months. But I feel good about the fact that Democrats already realize privately the fundamental irrationality of their position. I hope that they're going to publicly acknowledge it and reopen the government. Right in the back, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. You responded to a post on X of Chuck Schumer on the House floor back in 1996, railing against illegal immigrants receiving taxpayer-funded benefits. You said Chuck Schumer once recognized that it was disastrous to give illegal aliens rewards for breaking the law. Now he wants to shut down the government unless we reward illegal aliens for breaking the law. Why has Chuck Schumer changed his stance?
You know, that's a good question. Actually, it's a very tough question. Asking me to get in the head of Chuck Schumer is not a place I particularly want to be, but my basic read on it is that the entire Democratic Party, the political leadership, not every Democrat nationwide, but the political leadership of their party has got it into their heads that the only way to be compassionate is to be compassionate to illegal aliens rather than American citizens. If you go back to what Bill Clinton was saying, even Barack Obama in some cases, what he was saying about illegal immigration 10, 15, 20 years ago, you would put them on the MAGA right based purely on their rhetoric around illegal immigration. So I don't know why they've gone so far to the left. I think it's bad for the country. I think it's bad for them politically. But our principle, all I can do is speak for the president that I serve and the country, the administration that I serve right now. We believe that the American people's government exists for the American people. That means the people who have the legal right to be here, and that's why we're fighting to reopen the government. And unfortunately, the Democrats are fighting to shut it down for the benefit of illegal aliens. And I'll take a couple more, and then I'll let Caroline.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Lecture Fan Stream. Let's go.
I'll go back to my day job so Caroline can go back to hers. All right. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Just going back to the sombrero, you said that the president is joking, but Hakeem Jeffries says that these memes were racist. What's your response to that? And just if I may briefly go off topic, Secretary Hegseth yesterday made an edict about no more beardos in the military. Just wondered what.
Sorry, what did he say?
No more beardos.
Beards.
Sorry, it's my accent. Just wondered your response to that.
I didn't see that particular comment. I thought Pete gave a hell of a speech, and a speech that really is just oriented around returning the American military to the very high.
Holy cow, Dylan Dawson. Dylan Dawson in the YouTube chat. What's up, brother? Caught you live finally for the first time in a while. Yo, Dylan, it's been a long time, brother. It has been a long time. Thanks for stopping in, man. Good to see you. What's been new? What's new?
Standards that it has had for virtually its entire history until Joe Biden came along and decided to lower standards. I think it was bad for our military and it was bad for our troops. When I was a young United States Marine, I did not have a beard. I am now the vice president, so I get to do what I want to do. But I think Pete's trying to re-implement high standards, and that's a very good thing. On the sombrero thing, I mean, Hakeem Jeffries said it was racist, and I know that he said that. And I honestly don't even know what that means. Like, is he?
Yeah, really. It's like, dude, we're making fun of the Democrats for prioritizing foreigners over the American people. So when he's doing it and you put on a foreigner's sort of stereotypical garb and look, it's number one, it's a joke. Right? Number one, it's a joke and it's freaking hilarious. Like, why don't you try laughing every once in a while, Democrats? Yo, Num is in the house. What's up, Num? Good to see you, brother. It's like, why don't these Democrats try laughing every once in a while? Number one, it's a joke. Number two, there's actually meaning behind it that actually makes sense. Number three, most of, Mexican people think it's hilarious, too. It's a bunch of rich white liberals that are pretending to be offended over this. It's just classic. There's just so many videos and examples of this happening, too. All these rich white liberal leftists, oh my gosh, I'm so offended. This is so racist for you to put a sombrero on. Meanwhile, all the Mexicans are just laughing and having a good time like the rest of us.
Is he a Mexican American that is offended by having a sombrero meme? I mean, I saw one of the major TV.
Yo, Miss Foxy in the house. What up, Miss Foxy? Good to see you. Remember, chat, don't be a Democrat. Miss Foxy, you know I'm always all over chat. Dylan says, I hate how the Democrats have resisted Trump's cabinet appointments and everything else when the Republicans never resisted Obama or Biden this much in the same. Totally, Dylan, totally. I mean, all bets are off right now. I will say that, Dylan. It's like, yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. Like, yeah, the Democrats are being more obstructionist and stuff than ever. But at the same time, Trump's being awfully aggressive with executive power, and Trump's doing a lot of unprecedented things, too. So it kind of goes both ways. Nah, I mean. Whoa, Eric Karstenson's in the house. What up, Eric? Good to see you, my brother. Dude, I got number one, I broke my arm in a bicycle crash. So that's number one. What's up?
TV stations put the meme up and then say, this is AI generated. And he had like the curly animated mustache too. It's like, do you really not realize the American people recognize that he did not actually come to the White House wearing a sombrero and a black curly animation mustache? Like, give the country a little bit of credit. We're all trying to do a very important job for the.
Dude, J.D. Vance is so good. It's like, wow. Where has J.D. Vance been? Why is this the first time J.D. Vance is sort of leading the administration's PR on an issue? I mean, actually, I take that back. He's done it multiple other times. Every time he does it, it's just so good.
American people, the President of the United States likes to have a little bit of fun when he's doing it, and I think that's okay. I'll take one more question.
Life has been busy. We have revival meetings every night this week. The kids are growing so much. Sorry about your... Dang, good for you, Dylan. You sound like you've got a great situation going on there, Dylan. Compare JD to Kamala. Holy smokes. Oh, it's not even a comparison.
Mr. Vice President, in every previous shutdown, workers have been furloughed, not laid off. So why does the president want to fire some workers and not just furlough them? Why is this shutdown any different?
Well, first of all, we haven't made any final decisions about what we're going to do with certain workers. What we're saying is that we might have to take extraordinary steps, especially the longer this goes on. We're going to have to take extraordinary measures to ensure the people's government operates, again, not perfectly, because it's not going to operate perfectly in the midst of a shutdown, but operate as well as it possibly can. And I think that the Democrats, again, not perfectly, because it's not going to operate, about the effect this is having on the American people, and they should be. What they should do is reopen the government, not complain about how we respond to the fact that Chuck Schumer and the Democrats have shut down the government in the first place. Thank you all.
Caroline. The targets and benefits, Mr. Vice President.
Thank you. See you guys.
Benefits to be cut as well?
All right, guys. Well, let's let the fun continue. The Vice President's a very busy man, and I'm happy to take some more questions. I know there's more news today. Aside from the shutdown, we can focus on the shutdown if you want, but let's go ahead. Kate, why don't you start?
The president talked about doing things that he said were irreversible during the shutdown, cutting vast numbers of people, he said, and cutting programs. Can you specify what exactly he was referring to, what's on the table, and what's going to be cut?
Look, I think the Vice President just referred to this in some of the answers that he gave regarding the layoffs. There are unfortunate consequences to a government shutdown, and the federal government is not receiving any cash at the moment, and so the Office of Management and Budget has been tasked with looking over the receipts and looking over the budget of the entire federal bureaucracy, and as the Vice President said, determining what needs to continue to go out the door and what can we continue to keep running and what unfortunately is going to have to come to an end. So those decisions are being made, and unfortunately layoffs are very likely, as the Vice President just said, going to be a part of that.
And has the White House had any direct
I love that. Wait, so is this the first time we've ever had layoffs during a government shutdown? Meanwhile, every single previous government shutdown, we're all like, dude, this is awesome. I don't even notice that the government's not even operating. They're not non-essential. Why, like, this should be a permanent situation.
response from Hamas from the peace proposal that was laid out? The president said he would give 3 or 4.
Num has got a link for me here. Oh my goodness. The GOP. What in the world, dude?
Republican and Democrat kiddies cannot agree on what should be funded. Democrat kiddies want you to have health care. Republican kiddies do not. Republican kiddies control the Senate, House, and the White House, so they're using that to cut.
What bizarre, weird crap is this? This is designed for brain dead people on like TikTok or what?
Your health care and give money to billionaires. Democrat kitty tries to negotiate, but Republican kitty keeps running away. He has a vacation to get.
I can't deal, dude. This is brain dead stuff here. The GOP response is hilarious, dude. We've got to just keep mocking them, right? No, that's what's so good about this. And that's why when Trump brought the Democrat leaders into the White House and put Trump 2028 on there and just trolling them and mocking them, they don't deserve to be taken seriously. Absolutely meme war them to death.
4 days, but is there a hard deadline now, or what are the next steps here?
I will reiterate what the President of the United States said, 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, that video was horrible, Eric. Yeah, that Democrat video was terrible. Yo, my crystal clear life. Hey, aloha, lecture fan. Yo, my crystal clear life. Thanks for stopping in. Good to see you. What's up?
And
Are you streaming on Twitch? What about Rumble? Dylan, yeah. No, I'm only on YouTube and Twitch right now because those are... Can you instantly monetize on Rumble, or how hard is it to get monetized on Rumble? Because right now I'm only monetized on YouTube and Twitch, which is why I stream on YouTube and Twitch. But yeah, Dylan, most of my... sorry, I didn't mean to fill up the chat myself. No, Dylan, it's just I'm not as big on YouTube yet, you know. It's like I wish my YouTube chat had 15 people in it. My Twitch chat has 15 people. I've got 1 viewer on YouTube. I mean, it is when you're a small creator, that's just sort of how it goes until it's a different community, different deal. A lot of people know me on Twitch because I've been on there a lot longer. Like, even having a real voice would have been a slight improvement, but then again, being lazy is synonymous with being a Democrat. True. J.D. Vance is now following. Wait, J.D. Vance is following who or what?
I can tell you that there are some very sensitive discussions that are taking place, but I certainly don't want to get ahead of any announcement at this podium. I'm going to let Special Envoy Witkoff and the President of the United States handle that.
Thank you, Caroline. 2 questions. First of all, following up on that, the President said yesterday, I believe, within 3 or 4 days he wanted to hear an answer from Hamas. Is he still sticking by that timeline?
Yes, as I just confirmed.
And then second...
Yeah, Dylan, I don't watch a whole lot of Twitch myself. There are a couple of streamers that I watch on Twitch, like the 30 Show, you know, Flom. I watch 30 Show and Flom, and that's basic. And then I watch Professional Counter-Strike, but that's pretty much all I do on Twitch as well. Which, now that I say that out loud, it's like, damn, that's actually quite a bit. Woke Law will always be number 2. Eric, you know what's hilarious is that you actually pisses him off when you, like, nag him about it, too.
The question is a comment that's gotten a lot of global attention. Senator Dick Durbin, he was set to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Catholic Church. He's since declined accepting it because there has been some controversy. Pope Leo commented on this, and he said that someone who says I'm against abortion, but I'm in agreement with the inhumane treatment of immigrants in the United States, I don't know if that's pro-life. You've been very open about your Catholic faith. How do you respond to that?
I would reject there is inhumane treatment of illegal immigrants in the United States under this administration. There was, however, significant inhumane treatment of illegal immigrants in the previous administration as they were being trafficked and raped and beaten, and in many cases killed, over our United States southern border. You also look at the inhumane treatment at the hands of some of these illegal immigrants that took place under the previous administration as well. Laken Riley comes to mind, a beautiful American citizen who was killed at the hands of an illegal immigrant. So this administration is trying to enforce our nation's laws in the most humane way possible, and we're upholding the law, and we're doing that on behalf of the people of our country.
That's probably what pisses him off, Eric. Now that I think about it, yeah, calling him woke laws probably pisses him off more than saying you're going to beat him in the election.
Who live here.
Thanks a lot, Caroline. What is the level of concern that the administration has regarding a protracted...
Dude, Hydra, my seat stem snapped. I was literally riding the bike, and the seat stem like snapped in half, and like all of a sudden I was like falling, and then the bike I crashed because like the seat literally snapped off. It's like, what? Who has done more damage to the United States, Islamic terrorists or illegal aliens? I would say illegal aliens. Pretty easy.
Government shutdown in terms of its impact on the U.S. economy and also its impact on small businesses as well?
Well, look, this government shutdown is no doubt going to impact everyday Americans, and it is the fault of the Democrats that we are in this position. And I know I relayed some programs that will be impacted, the Vice President did as well, but I just want to make sure the American public understand what the Democrats have done to our government and our country.
I actually am, Hydra. Wasn't that bad of a break. It was painful for a lot longer than dude, the doctor and ChatGPT and stuff said the worst pain would be the first 72 hours. Dude, it was a lot longer than that. It was 5 days, six days before I could even really get in and out of bed without severe pain type of thing.
Country. 1.3 million active duty troops will work now without pay. Critical food assistance for low-income women, infants, and children will now lapse. No new mothers or children
Yes, my Claire Crystal, yes.
are allowed to join this critical program because of the Democrats' decision to shut down the government. Telehealth services for seniors and in-home treatment options for Medicare patients will now come to an end. Nearly 50,000 members of the United States Coast Guard are going to have to work unpaid. Over 13,000 air traffic controllers will work without pay, as well as TSA agents, which will very likely create flight disruptions. And pay will now stop for over 150,000 federal law enforcement officers. These are not just numbers and statistics. These are real Americans who have families at home. And I saw some Democrat members today saying they're still going to accept their paychecks because they have 3 kids at home and they have mouths to feed. Well, so do these federal workers who those same Democrats just voted to shut down the government and turn off their pay. And we believe that's very unfair, and it's why the administration wants to see the government reopened.
GDP growth fell by about 0.5 percentage point during the last government shutdown during the president's first term. Are you expecting a similar type of impact?
Oh, is that right, dude? Is that right? Does a government shutdown cause the overall economy of the United States to slow down and get smaller and not grow as much? Oh, really, dude? If that's the case, then why is the stock market, everything in the stock market's up today on the first day of the government shutdown? Huh? How's that work then, bro?
Impact on GDP growth related to this potential protracted government shutdown?
Well, look, I think
Peyton Bigsby, what's up, Peyton? How you doing, man? Welcome to the Lecture Fan stream. What's up? Exactly. Thank you, Dylan. Yes. Good not to be that guy, but they choose to work for the government. Usually it does it better. What? Usually it does better?
it's dependent upon how long this shutdown continues. So it's dependent on how long it takes Democrats to muster up the coverage, 5 of them, to vote in the best interest of our country, our citizens, and our economy.
Holy cow, American Joe Show's in the house. What up, American Joe Show? Welcome to the Stram. Prediction, no one retaliated when we destroyed Iran's nuke capability, so America will unveil new military tech to destroy China's ability to wage war in a single attack, and that we will completely destroy China's ability to wage war. Russia will be so broken and afraid to defend China, thus resulting in no World War III. Boom! Love it. Love it.
Eamon.
Thank you, Caroline. Yesterday, your administration took a 5% stake in Lithium Americas and a stake in the mine that they're working on, and you've taken stakes in other companies and revenue streams from other companies. Can you articulate the broader principle here? When does the administration see it as appropriate to demand equity stakes or revenue streams from American companies? And what other companies are you going to be demanding those from?
Well, look, this is a creative solution by the President of the United States to tackle our nation's crippling debt crisis. As I said earlier, we are $37 trillion, trillion with a T, in debt. And not only is the President effectively utilizing tariffs to bring in massive amounts of revenue, and there's billions of dollars coming in every month. I know you know that, even, because you cover it on CNBC quite well. So the President is focused on how can the United States government make more money? How can we make our country wealthy and rich again, and cutting some of these unique creative deals with companies around the world. And
I think the bill saying that the senators and representatives and whoever else should not get back pay after a shutdown should get passed. It's a neat idea anyways. Yeah. Anything to punish these politicians. Hell yeah. A country with a population of over 1 billion could give them all rocks and be able to fight war True, Hydra. True. Yeah, but well, actually, I disagree, because you would still need morale. You would still need, like, the troops to actually want to fight. And that's the main problem that these stupid communist countries like China and Russia always have, is their troops don't want to fight. Why would any human being want to fight for an evil commie? Like, that's their problem. You're not going to get 1 billion people to go after capitalists with rocks. It's like, no, not for some evil commie.
And here at home is just one way the president is seeking to do that. And I know the Department of Energy just announced this new deal. It's another great deal for the American people and our government.
And on Lisa Cook,
Sure, go
on
ahead.
Lisa Cook,
Yeah.
the Supreme Court said today that she's going to be allowed to stay at the Federal Reserve Board until oral arguments in January. Does the president have any personal reaction to that? This has been something he's been very intent on.
Look, we have respect for the Supreme Court, but they're going to hear the actual case and make a determination on the legal argument in January. And we look forward to that because we maintain that she was fired well within the president's legal authority to do so.
Yes, American Patriot. Got my seat stem on my bike snapped in half when I was riding it.
She was removed from the board, and we look forward to that case being fully played out at the Supreme Court. Reagan.
Caroline, I have one for you on EJ Antoni and one on the shutdown.
Sure.
CNN reported that Collins and Murkowski declined to meet with EJ Antoni, raising concerns that his nomination was in trouble. I'm wondering what message Collins and Murkowski are sending to the White House by not meeting with one of the president's nominees.
Well, look, EJ Antoni remains a great ally of the president and our team. It became clear, unfortunately, that he was not going to have the votes, and so we will be announcing a replacement nominee very soon.
Dang! Sorry to hear that, man.
I'm just wondering how soon
Oh, that sounds
cuts
painful.
to the federal workplace, and if there's a specific agency that will experience the most cuts or be focused.
Unfortunately, because the Democrats shut down the government, the president has directed his cabinet, and the Office of Management and Budget is working with agencies across the board to identify where cuts can be made, and we believe that layoffs are imminent. They are, unfortunately, a consequence of this government shutdown. Ed.
So you talk about the layoffs being imminent. Is there a percentage then of reduction that the White House is looking for of workforce?
I don't have a specific percentage for you.
Can I ask what about China, if I could? So China has not made one soybean purchase this year in the United States. I talked to a farmer yesterday who has about 1,000 acres in Iowa and says this is just killing her. Now the president has been talking to President Xi. Could China not buying agriculture affect a possible meeting with the president? Would he not meet with Xi because China has refused to buy soybeans from the U.S.?
Look, I don't want to speak for the president and make a determination on that from this podium, but what I can tell you is that supporting America's farmers and doing what's best for them is at the top of the president's priority list, and it's at the top of the list for this administration right now. There have been several very high-level meetings on this very topic. We want to help our farmers, and we're exploring the best ways to do that. And I would anticipate there will be more to come on that very soon.
Toxic blood. What's up,
Look,
Toxic?
I just shared that message. The president wants what's best for America's farmers. Sean.
Hey, Carolyn.
Hi.
Two things to ask you about.
Sure.
I've got a haircut scheduled for next week, so.
First thing, I want to ask about this video that the president posted the other day. It was an AI deepfake of himself talking about something called medbeds. What was he trying to communicate to the public there, and why did he delete it?
I think the president saw the video and posted it, and then took it down. And he has the right to do that. It's his social media. He's incredibly transparent, as you all know. You hear from him directly on social media. He likes to share memes. He likes to share videos. He likes to repost things that he sees other people post on social media as well. And I think it's quite refreshing that we have a president who is so open and honest, directly himself, many a times on Truth. You are hearing directly from the President of the United States.
And second thing, how did the White House decide that it is appropriate for Jared Kushner to be working on matters that involve Qatar, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia, three countries that combined have given him more than $2.5 billion for his investment firm?
I think it's, frankly, despicable that you're trying to suggest that it's inappropriate for Jared Kushner, who is widely respected around the world and has great trust in relationships with these critical partners in these countries, to strike a 20-point comprehensive detailed peace plan that no other administration would ever be able to achieve. And so Jared is donating his energy and his time to our government, to the President of the United States, to secure world peace, and that is a very noble thing. And this is a peace plan that has not just been accepted by Israel, but it has been applauded by Muslim and Arab countries around the world. It has been
Honestly, I didn't know that Jared Kushner was involved with the current peace deal on Gaza. I had no idea Jared Kushner was involved with the peace deal on Gaza. Did you guys? Did anybody in chat know that?
Applauded by European leaders around the world. Virtually everyone in the world is supportive of this plan that Jared Kushner offered his time to help put together alongside our special envoy Witkoff, the Vice President, the President of the United States, Secretary Rubio, and the President's entire national security team. We are very proud of that plan, and we hope Hamas will accept it because it will lead to a more peaceful and prosperous Middle East.
That doesn't sit well with me. That doesn't sit well with me to have the White House press secretary saying, I hope Hamas will accept it. You know what? We don't negotiate with terrorists.
Two questions. One, we're talking a lot about these layoffs and hypotheticals, but Speaker Johnson earlier today said that there is a proposal from the White House that House Republicans are expected to hear this afternoon about...
Hold on. I think I'm missing out on chat. Better dead than red. I agree. Communism is hell on earth. I agree. The one kid policy reduced the hell out of their population growth. Yeah, it did. They're in China's in demographic collapse. Like China's gonna collapse because of their one child policy. Like they're dumb. Looks like you needed the haircut 4 months ago. I know, bro. I know. But you know what? You guys are just jealous. I know you guys are just jealous. It's all right. You guys may be going bald. You may be getting a little thin on top. You know, you want to make comments about my hair. I get it. Before that, I made a prediction. America will do a sneak attack on China with their brand. Yeah, that was a good prediction. Yeah, no, it's worth repeating. American Joe Show. It's worth repeating. Here, I'll copy and paste it for our other bros in chat who just got here. I'll copy and paste it for you. Terrorists are worse than vermin. Yeah, they are. You like that? Woohoo! Go lecture, go. You like that? Yeah, we don't negotiate with terrorists, especially we don't deal with them directly. It's like if you want to get some like Swiss punk or like some Switzerland envoy, like go right ahead. But not directly, not out in the open, not publicly like this.
About these mass layoffs. Can you tell us what is in that proposal? What agencies, what programs, what jobs?
What he's referring to is a proposal that our Office of Management and Budget Director, Russ Vought, is going to be proposing to the House Republican Conference. He's going to kind of walk them through what this unfortunately is going to look like so they can discuss it with their constituents back home in their respective districts. So I don't want to get ahead of the Office of Management and Budget, but I'm sure you'll be hearing more about that very soon. Look, we have to put a plan in place. It would be irresponsible of us not to take a look at each and every agency and get an understanding of what we're going to have to do moving forward to do the best we can in the midst of this government shutdown.
Thanks, Caroline. Just on that point, though, Russ Vought told House members, according to our notice reporting, that RIFs would happen in 2 days. Already, we know that some have been sitting out from the U.S. Patent Office. So I wonder, one, this administration continues to say that they don't want to lay people off, but obviously there is a plan to lay people off. So what is your message to those people who are getting laid off? And then if the government reopens, will those RIFs reverse? Are they not permanent if the government reopens, specifically if it reopens pretty quickly?
Well, sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do, and it's because the Democrats have put us into this position. If the Democrats did not vote to shut down the government, we would not be standing up here talking about layoffs today. We'd be talking about all the other news stories going on in the world in our country. We'd be talking about all of the great things that this administration is doing to uplift Americans across the country. But unfortunately, the Vice President of the United States and I have to come out here today to talk about a government shutdown that the Democrats put us in this.
Which Republicans, American Patriot? I was curious about that. Which Republicans? Was it like Thomas Massey or like Thomas Massey and Rand Paul? Were no votes? Yeah, Massey. Yeah, I guessed the dude. Rand Paul. Yeah, I literally guessed them right before anybody put it in the chat. Both of them.
Position.
And the second question,
Thanks, Caroline. I'm just trying to clarify the timing of these potential layoffs to federal workers. You said imminent. The vice president seemed to.
And by the way, just for the record, I would also be a no vote right there with Massey and Rand Paul on this one. I don't do CRs. I don't do clean CRs. If I was in Congress, I don't do clean CRs. Sorry. I do CRs that balance the budget. Come talk to me then.
Say in a couple of days. It looks like Russ Vought maybe said in 2 days. When would these layoffs begin?
2 days, imminent, very soon. You will expect more announcements right now.
Is it just unclear, or are you waiting?
No, it's not unclear. All of those things are very synonymous with one another. These RIFs are unfortunately going to happen very soon.
And it'll definitely
Dasha.
Caroline,
we've been talking about the Affordable Care Act, enhanced premium tax credits.
Thank you, Dylan. Appreciate that.
And sort of the politics of it all, right? But this is a very real, tangible impact that American people will feel. The Kaiser Family Foundation says that with the ACA enhanced premium tax credits, without them, premiums will go up 114% on average. 19 million of the 24 million people who rely on the coverage are in states that President Trump won. Is he concerned what will happen to those families if this tax credit expires? And aside,
I did not know that, Eric. That's crazy, man. What's the reasoning behind that, or like why?
from the shutdown, is there a plan to keep those premiums down?
Look, as the vice president just said, we are more than happy to have this conversation. The president and the vice president and this team are more than happy to have that conversation with Republicans and Democrats on Capitol Hill, but it cannot happen right now. Right now, we need to reopen the United States federal government because people are going without pay. You have thousands of federal workers who have to show up to work and not get paid, and that's an unfortunate situation the Democrats have put us in. Then we can discuss this very important issue of healthcare that the president absolutely wants to fix. As I mentioned yesterday, he took But those premiums do not expire until the end of the year. It's October 1st right now. And so we have a few months to have that conversation. And it's irresponsible of the Democrat Party to try to convince the American people that that conversation has to happen right now. No, what needs to happen right now is the reopening.
Here's the crazy thing, dude. It's like ever since I've had this broken arm, like I can't type, obviously. Like I can't type at all. And in fact, twisting my arm like this is the most painful movement. So like I can't type at all. And so I've been using dictation more, and of course, you know, I've got the latest Microsoft Outlook and Microsoft Word and all that stuff or whatever at the firm. And like the dictation tool in the Microsoft apps, dude, it works perfectly. It's perfect. I mean, I've literally been doing dictation in like Microsoft Word and Microsoft Outlook and stuff, and it's nailing it 100% every time. I was like, wow, okay.
Of the United States federal government. And then this administration will be happy to work with Democrats in good faith to come to a policy determination. But one red line the government has already made clear, this administration has already made clear, this administration...
Way better, American Patriot, way better. The subtitles on YouTube are dog crap compared to Microsoft Word's like latest dictation tool.
...is never...
Oh, and they have a political system that is completely unique, so I'm not 100% sure the reason why if only Operation Tannenbaum happened, then Switzerland would be less cringe. You know what? You know one thing that makes it unique, Eric? Because, by the way, I've spent, like, over 10 days in Switzerland. I've traveled on the Swiss rails through the Swiss Alps, riding the rails through the Swiss Alps. You know, sitting in the train, watching the Swiss Alps go by. I've been in Zurich. I've been in Bern. I've been in... not Genoa, not like what's the town on Lake Genoa or something like that. I've been in Zermatt, I've been in St. Moritz, like I've been Geneva, yeah. And like freaking one thing that's unique about Switzerland is they have direct democracy a lot there. They have direct votes of the people. Pretty cool. They've had a lot of weird ones. Like they voted to ban minarets, I think, Muslim minarets. I bet you the women's voting thing is just probably a direct result of the fact that they had direct democracy.
We're going to support taxpayer-funded benefits going to illegal aliens. And we think it's despicable that that was one of the first proposals that Democrats put in their funding proposal and their CR. The Republican CR was a clean CR that would keep the government open. Democrats have voted for it 13 times in the past. The Democrats put this poison pill in there, this partisan pill. Why? Because they are beholden to the far left radicals in their party. And you already see 3 moderate Democrats having the courage to say no. We need to keep the government open, and then we can have these conversations about health care. Mary.
Caroline, I just want to circle back to something the Vice President said about Ocasio-Cortez. I'm actually surprised it didn't come up sooner. So if Schumer is catering to the demands of Ocasio-Cortez, can you share whether the White House views this as cracks in Schumer's leadership, and would the Vice President be open to meeting with someone like her if she is assuming this role in the Democratic Party?
I'll let the Vice President speak on that himself. I think that certainly Senator Schumer was not expecting 3 moderates to break with him last night. In fact, last night you heard Senator Schumer say he can't guarantee that he will be able to hold his caucus together. And so again, we encourage Democrats to have the courage to do the right thing, do what you have done 13 times previously, and vote for this clean continuing resolution to keep the government funded. As for
F it.
what the Trump administration and President Trump is going to do, we'll continue to be very public that we want the government to be open. And as the vice president said, we'll continue to work.
Whatever. Good. Shut it down. You know how much I care? Do you know how much I care about the federal government being shut down right now? Like in terms of like being like concerned about like negative consequences of it? Zero. That's gotta be. Who are all these Americans that are? And frankly, I have a lot of reason to be concerned since I've got some international travel coming up. We got a Mike Pence clip?
And the new second term of Trump's administration is pretty different than the first term, and the cabinet has a different makeup. I just wanted to know if you would mind gossiping with me and telling me who you think is doing a great job in the second term, and if you think anyone is doing a weak job. You can plead the fifth if this is too. I don't know if this is too spicy for the Kennedy Institute, but I just wanted to know.
Well, first off, I'm very proud of the record of the Trump-Pence administration. I had someone ask me on an airplane the other day who I got the feeling their politics didn't agree with mine. But he said to me, why did you accept that nomination? And I said, because I thought we could help the country. And I think we did. We rebuilt our military. We stood with our allies, stood up to our enemies. We put together a team that was able to pass the largest tax cuts and tax reform in history, unleashed American energy, stood for values, appointed conservatives to our courts to stand on the Constitution. And of course, as a pro-life American, for me, seeing the Supreme Court give the American people a new beginning for life is something I'll cherish the rest of my life. It didn't end the way I wanted it to, but I'm proud of that record. It is different personnel in this Trump administration, although somebody did talk to me the other day. They said, you know, I know everything's different, but if you have any insights about how things are working. And I said, well, a lot of people are different, but nothing's really different. Because the leadership style the president has is that major decisions are made by one person. The President of the United States. And I expect that's still the case. The President's got a team around him that gives him input, but I think the President is still making the same decisions. I will tell you, I've been impressed with the national security team around the President. I do believe that Senator Marco Rubio is a great American leader. I think that the counsel that he's offered to the President and others that gave the President the counsel that led to using U.S. military forces against Iran. And I must tell you, I've been a strong advocate. I'm someone that believes from the outset of the brutal and unprovoked invasion by Russia into Ukraine that the American people and our allies across the West must continue to give Ukraine what they need to repel and defeat the Russian invasion. And now with some...
Yeah. Hydra, that's right. MAGA and Trump and everybody else threw out Mike Pence for what he did on January 6th. And it's really sad, honestly. It's one of the things that makes me really sad about politics right now.
Stops and starts early in the administration. Again, the President, I think, has gotten to a better place, sending a very decisive message to Vladimir Putin after his laudable efforts at negotiating peace in Alaska and in a White House conference. And so I'm I'm very pleased with the President's national security team. I will also tell you, I think ending the crisis at our southern border is a historic achievement. And
joining me now is a key player in all of this, the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. Thank you so much for coming in. It's nice to see you in person.
Mike Johnson also just sort of just smooth, just a smooth operator, isn't he? May not agree with any of this crap and junk he's passing and trying to pass, but man, is he smooth.
You have said,
great hair too, by the way.
Quote, there is literally nothing to negotiate. There's nothing I can do. You are the Speaker of the House. There is, in fact, a lot you can do.
Well, there's not, actually. Let me explain that. As you noted, they're voting right now on the Senate floor. We'll see how that turns out. Last night, two Democrats and an independent flipped and came along with the Republicans. But it looks like, and what we expect, is that most of the Democrats in the Senate, again, will reject the clean CR that we sent over. It's clean. What that means is it's nonpartisan. We didn't add any Republican priorities or poison pills or gimmicks or tricks into that at all. It's 24 pages. I mean, everybody can read it for themselves. It simply continues the Biden-era spending levels that Chuck Schumer and the Democrats.
So we have the Republican Speaker of the House of a Republican Congress and a Republican president now out here bragging about how he wants to try to continue Biden-era spending. I'm sorry, that doesn't sit well with me. That disgusts me.
Have already supported in the past. They just did it most recently in March. And he gave long speeches about how it was so critically important.
Holy cow, Guess is in the house. What up, Guess? Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in, Guess. How you doing? Yo, Joe Mama's in the house. What up, Joe? What's your thoughts on the government shutdown? Shut it down, baby. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. That's what I think about it.
That we not shut the government down. There's nothing for me to give. There's nothing to negotiate. I don't have any Republican priorities.
I don't know, Guess. American Patriot used to be a conservative, and now he's a Democrat, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe it was January 6th. I don't know. Maybe he got TDS. He's still a mod here, though. Still a good supporter of the lecture fan. We still like him. We still like American Patriot. I don't know about the BX drama. Johnson said on Fox News today he's not going to go back to Biden-era spending. He just said he's trying to pass Biden-era spending. Silver's going to... Yeah, I've heard about that, Hydra. Silver going crazy. Good for that. Good for that.
Priorities to put on the table because we sent over a clean CR, and that's why none of this makes sense.
Okay, so the Democrats argue that it's priorities, yes, that are maybe their policy priorities, but they also should be the priorities for people in your district and in Republican districts across the country.
Whoa, Law in the house, yo. Pro-Law, my man. Welcome. Thanks for stopping in, brother. Good to see you.
The biggest of which, they argue, is extending the subsidies for people who can't afford Obamacare to be able to afford Obamacare. I understand that they don't expire until the end of the calendar year.
Right.
The argument that they make is that insurance companies start to make a plan like...
Holy cow, Lori Keat. What's up, Lori Keat? It has been a while. But I'm back. I'm back on the bandwagon.
Soon. And so by the time they make that plan, the subsidies will expire. Isn't there something to that?
No, that's a December policy issue. It's going to take
But insurance
many
companies
months
have to make their decisions well before December.
The benefits do not expire until December 31, and insurance companies can make different decisions. Okay, there's plenty of time on the clock. That's an eternity, as you know, in legislative terms, to have 3 months ahead of us to do that. The reason we put a simple 7-week extension of government funding is to allow for all that debate. The month of October is going to be very important.
Awesome. Awesome. You got a clip for me. Let's go, baby. Did you even get the vertical? Oh, you even got the vertical. Let's go. Share to... How you doing? Yo, Joe Mama's in the house. Share to YouTube public. Boom. Share to TikTok public. Allow comments, allow duet, allow stitch. Post to TikTok. Account not connected on Instagram? Dude, what? I did connect this to Instagram. Frick, man. Let's see if this works. Hold on a second. Frick, man, is it really taking me? Oh, golly, come on. I guess I'm gonna have to connect it to my Instagram account. My Instagram account used to be dang it. All right, well, I got it up on YouTube and TikTok, so YouTube's the most important one, frankly.
To make a plan, like, soon. And so by the time they make that plan, the subsidies will expire. Isn't there something to that?
No, that's a
Yo, Joe says, do you shoot guns? Yes. I have an interest in firearms right now. Currently own a CZ 457-22, fun to shoot, and I'm getting an AR in a year. Heck yeah. No, I love shooting guns. Yeah, shooting guns is fun. Owning guns is fun, especially, too. I'm not a huge gun nut, though, but to be honest with you, I'm not a huge gun nut. I own probably 8 to 10 guns, though. This has been in the law for a very long... The Dems made this Obamacare mess. This has been in the... Oh, another person on Twitch outside Doghouse and Patriots. They can have a bag of Freedom Dongs and John Burke. He attacked Erica Kirk and the memorial. Did he really? That's terrible. Calling it a maggot event. I think he has seed. Are you serious? Yeah, what is up with John? I don't understand some of these guys like John Burke who are, it's like, dude, you clearly understand like a couple of things that are from like conservative, libertarian, sort of right-wing philosophy and thought. Like, he's clearly right on a couple of policy issues. It's like, how can people like that be then so like just basically like hardcore Democrats on like everything else? It's just sort of weird. Dang, you're doing pretty good then, Joe. You're doing pretty good then for being in Cali in 21.
December policy issue. It's going to take
But insurance
many
companies
months
have to make their decisions well before December.
The benefits do not expire until December 31, and insurance companies can make different decisions. Okay, there's plenty of time on the clock. That's an eternity, as you know, in legislative terms, to have 3 months ahead of us to do that. The reason we put a simple 7-week extension of government funding is to allow for all that debate. The month of October is going to be very important for us to determine all these things and to have a bipartisan discussion and deliberation over that. But we have to have the lights on in the building to do it. The first and most important function of Congress is to keep the government in operation. Every Democrat who's voting no today has said that many times. We're playing the highlight reel. Just listen to what Chuck Schumer himself has said until today.
I just want to be clear. You are saying hard line, red line, you will not negotiate on anything until the government is reopened.
Chuck Schumer was in the Oval Office with me, 48 hours ago. We were there. The president, as a strong leader, he brought all of us in, all 4 leaders, Thune and Schumer and myself and Hakeem Jeffries. And the president said, make your case. What is it you want? And Chuck Schumer repeated in that meeting what he put on paper. The counter proposal that he filed, everyone can go read it for themselves, would add $1.5 trillion in new spending on a 7-week stopgap measure. We're not doing that. He wants to give health care to illegal aliens again. We're not doing that. He wanted to claw back $50 billion that our Republican Big Beautiful Bill put in to prop up rural hospitals. Now, people say, why would he do that? I thought he was for health care. Well, a lot of those rural hospitals, most of them are in red states. So I don't know. I don't know what his motivation is, but we can't do it.
You had a very spirited discussion.
I don't know what his motivation is. Well, you basically just accused him of doing it because they're in red states, brother.
Discussion with my friend and colleague Caitlin Collins about illegal immigrants getting health care. I don't want to repeat that. If you want to see it, you can look on YouTube. I just want to say, for the record, that right now the law of the land is explicitly that illegal immigrants do not get health care.
That's correct, because we added that in the law. It got signed into law July 4th. That was the Republicans' big, beautiful bill. Chuck Schumer's proposal is to repeal that. Go look at page 57 of the bill that he filed.
No, I mean, I have your people printed something out for me. So let's just kind of finish this, and then I want to ask you about other things.
Sure.
If Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries came to you and said, what you interpret as giving illegal immigrants health care is off the table, would you reopen the government?
Well, no, because he's put all sorts of other things.
Okay, so let's talk about the other things. Let's talk about the other things. So you mentioned $1.5 trillion. $1 trillion of that is to reverse Medicaid cuts that you put in the big, beautiful bill.
Medicaid reforms, not cuts.
Well,
now don't take my word for it.
It's less spending.
Don't
you
take
can call
my word
it what
for
you
it.
want.
The CBO, Congressional Budget Office, which everybody cites and CNN does all the time as the neutral arbiter of all these things, they came out with a report on August 25th, just several weeks back, and they said, you know what happened in that big, beautiful bill, this is what we project. It's going to save Medicaid. It's going to strengthen Medicaid. Why? Because they CBO, not Republicans, CBO said 2.3 million improper enrollments are involved in Medicaid right now. What is that? Illegal aliens, young able-bodied men without dependents who are riding the wagon and should be working instead. Our legislation strengthens Medicaid because we kick those people off. They were not entitled. Medicaid is intended for U.S. citizens who are young, pregnant women, disabled, or elderly, not these other categories.
But once this goes into effect, which is after the midterms, people will feel cuts who are not necessarily...
Yeah, those young able-bodied men who are sitting at home playing video games? That's a big portion of it.
Not just them.
Look at the studies. Look at the studies.
So, but when you see the $1 trillion that they do want to put back into this, you don't think that what they are doing is politically palpable for even a lot of people in your district?
No, there's one reason and one reason alone that they're making this argument.
They will see cuts to Medicaid.
Here's the motivation. Let's just cut to the chase. Chuck Schumer is doing this. The reason he switched his position that he's had for 30 years right now and doing the exact opposite that he said in March of this year, as recently as March, is because he is in political jeopardy. He's afraid he's going to get a challenge from his left flank, and AOC or someone else will run against him for his Senate seat. So Chuck Schumer has to put up a fight and pretend that he's fighting the president, fighting Republicans.
I've been in this town maybe even longer than you, and so I've seen politics played on all kinds of things.
That's fair, but I'm telling you what's happening right now.
I want to talk about something you said this morning about Chuck Schumer. You said Schumer has now handed the key.
Dude, that's hilarious about how this is all explained. This is all explained, guys. This is all explained by the fact that Chuck Schumer doesn't want to get primaried by AOC. And it's so obvious that that's true because all you have to do is go and look at the radical left. And the radical left is saying, here's our chance. Here's our chance. We must demand health care for illegal aliens or otherwise don't vote for it. If any Democrats vote for this without getting health care for illegally, they're going to get primaried. That's what the radical left is saying. So that proves us right with what we're saying here. All right, let me read some chats here. Sorry, guys. Was taking a quick little break there. Gotta log off, get ready for church. If you're up for traveling, our revival services at Faith Baptist Church in Lodgegrass go until Friday night. Every night at 7, we'll be praying for you. Yo, thank you, Dylan Dawson. Wow, man, appreciate that. Didn't realize that you were here in Montana and that close, even in Lodgegrass. Right on, brother. I'm sure you've told me that before. If so, I apologize, but now I'm going to remember. Thank you for the prayers. Yo, Fighter Killer 15. What's up, Fighter Killer? You should watch Piers Morgan interview Don Lemon. It's so funny. Fighter Killer, hit me with a link. I'll watch it. Can you hit me with a link? I exposed several on Twitch who said illegals do not get federal funding on these programs. Tim Walz signed a bill that removed illegals from the state Medicare program funded by Medicare grants. They blew a gasket when you tell them the truth. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Over 4 million. Are you over 4 million now? Dang, man. You're getting up there, brother. Yo, Vike is in the house. What up, Vike? NYC going down the commie route for a few years soon. Well, I don't know. With Eric Adams dropping out, don't they think that Cuomo can win now or no?
Keys to the kingdom to the executive branch, and that a shutdown can provide an
I mean, not that Cuomo's good. I mean, no.
quote, downsize the government. I just want to be clear. Do you think that the OMB, the executive branch, should use this shutdown as an excuse to permanently fire federal workers?
Well, I can tell you right now, the president has been a benevolent president. He is mitigating the.
Oh wow, Sliwa would have to drop out too. That's crazy. It was necessary but not sufficient. Cuomo is still a long shot. Dang, that's crazy. That's insane, dude. New York City is going down the drain. This is going to be a gold mine for midterms, bro. That's what I'm excited about. That's what I'm excited about, is seeing what happens here and making hay of it in the midterm elections.
Harm right now. OMB has not come out of the blocks and fired a bunch of people. That's not what's happening.
But do you think they should?
Well, it provides an opportunity. Chuck Schumer has provided the Trump White House with an opportunity to downsize
Dylan,
the government.
You bug Aaron Flynn on his show a bunch. Wait, so what do you, when you call into Aaron's show, who are you? Because if you tell me your name on Aaron's show. Like, what's your what do you go by on Aaron's show? Because it's not Dylan Dawson. Is it?
Priorities and policies and personnel that they deem to be non-essential. Now, Chuck Schumer has very different priorities about federal government.
If you're on, I mean, I'm sure I've heard you. Then I'm trying to think of people he talks to all the time. I can't say their names off the top of my head right now, but NYC is getting a commie. What the heck? He can't even swear an oath to the Constitution without breaking his oath. Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, he's fraud. It'll be fraud. Yep. The only good communist is a dead communist. Who originally said that anyway? Only hope for NYC is one of the Dem candidate gets the GOP vote, but we have no idea if they will even show up to vote. Okay. Wow. This is going to be wild. When's that election? That's in November? That's like a month away then, or what? Is that NYC mayor election? I can't type right now, so I can't.
You're the speaker of the...
Outside dictation. Is there dictation built into this?
Hey, Elsie.
Dude, what the hell is this shit? No. What the heck?
The House.
They're gonna try to make me start chatting with Copilot. What the flip? Hey, LCTRV. Dylan from Lodgegrass. Dawson is my last name. Okay, Dylan from Lodgegrass. Okay, that does sound familiar. Dylan from Lodgegrass. Okay, good night, man. Have a good one. Government-run grocery stores. Yeah, what a joke, dude. On the left. How is this even possible? Not from the USA. No, especially in New York City, like the center of finance, the center of capitalism. Are you kidding me? That's where Wall Street is. Like, you're going to have a commie? Like, it doesn't work, man. It don't work.
I certainly want to downsize the size and scope of the federal government.
So you think that the people who are maybe furloughed right now, or even, working without pay, should be on the chopping block for permanent dismissal?
I wouldn't say that, because the people that are furloughed right now are hardworking American federal workers.
Who should be fired during the shutdown?
I don't know. You'd have to show me a proposal of what is being presented.
I don't have a proposal.
I don't have it either, but I have a conference call with Russ Vought at OMB in about 2 hours, and we're going to ask him about the details of that. But I'll tell you right now.
So this is happening.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to find out what his plans are. But I will tell you this. Right now, who's being harmed are women, infants, and children. Their nutrition program is stalled. Veterans who are not getting their services right now. Suicide prevention, that's a day-to-day thing.
No question.
They're unfunded.
I mean, it's horrible.
FEMA's not funded right now for insurance
That is
policies.
temporary. So I just, you're going to talk to Russ Vought, and obviously we're going to ask what happens after that. But last week, he sent a memo directing agencies to start drafting plans.
Yeah, that's his
job.
job.
Just this.
So
By the way, as much as the nation may be unnerved by the shutdown, the stock market is not particularly unnerved. It just closed up. And a short time ago, I spoke with Speaker of the House and Louisiana Congressman Mike Johnson. Mr. Speaker, nice
Dude, I didn't know Greta Van Susteren has a show on Newsmax. Who knew?
to see you, sir.
Hey, Greta, great to see you as always.
That's awesome, Dylan.
Okay. Mr. Speaker, the Republicans say that the whole issue here is that the Democrats are trying to get illegal health care benefits for immigrants who are not here in this country legally. And they say it's not true. So can you tell me, are the Democrats trying to get health care benefits for people here illegally or not?
They absolutely are, and you don't have to take our word for it. You can look at what they filed in the record. See, we passed a clean, nonpartisan continuing resolution, a simple stopgap funding.
They found out the illegal who was running Des Moines school. I saw that, dude, making $300K a year, and he's actually an illegal alien. Unbelievable. No other country allows this. Nope. Absolutely right about that. So that is proof illegals do vote. He was voting in MD. Yep. No, they don't. $37 trillion in debt, non-essential. Bye-bye. Yeah, exactly, Vike. Get him out. All the Dem in the House saying it's a Trump shutdown voted no on the 7-week clean CR. Right. Doggy 301, what's up? Government shuts down every weekend. Correct. Can't even get all Republicans to vote for it, though. Nope. Lecture, you should play some Arma Resistance, the prelude to Arma Cold War Crisis. I would, but I can't right now, Eric. I can't type. I can't use the keyboard. I was thinking about it. It was like, man, what games could I play that are just the mouse? The only types of games I could play that are just the mouse would be like maybe like some strategy or builder games like Timberborn or Stardeus, maybe. Maybe EU4. Could I play EU4 with just a mouse? I think Captain of Industry I could play with just a mouse. I don't think I could play none of these games. Those are literally the only games I could play with just a mouse. I could probably play CK3 with just a mouse. Probably play Dyson Sphere Program with just a mouse. I was thinking about that though.
Measure to keep the government open. No partisan pills or priorities in that, just a simple...
Yeah, Tropico would work. That'd be sweet. Minesweeper. Yeah. Oh, nice. Fighter Killer got the link. All right, let me check this out.
Piers, I think that's completely disingenuous. And I think anyone watching that...
What are you talking about?
And so if you will allow me, please
What are you
stop
talking
interrupting me,
about?
Okay, did you invite me here to interrupt me, or are you going to let me
I think you're
answer the
being a
question?
complete dick, if I'm honest with you.
Okay.
I do.
Well, that's very kind and respectful of you.
It wasn't intended to be kind or
I don't like the ad
respectful.
hominem attacks.
The assassination of Charlie Kirk has sparked a bitter and...
Why is Piers Morgan... Why is Piers Morgan just like... I don't know. There's something about him. I kind of like how direct he is. I kind of like him.
Productive blame.
EU5 next month. Are you serious? American Patriot is already here? Wow, because they're trying to get it out before Christmas of 2025. Dude, that's awesome. Have you seen the reviews on an American Patriot? I know like a bunch of YouTubers have got to play it and stuff. Like, what are people saying about it? What are people saying about it? You can pre-order it? Oh, man, I better pre-order it. Europa. Typing with my... Dude, I want to order, like, whatever frickin'... Pre-purchase the premium edition. This is what I want to get. $85. I don't know, though. Like, I'm curious. Like, some sequels can be really bad. Like, Kerbal Space Program 2, I was so stoked about it, and apparently it's trash. You know, so... It's really long, though. He starts talking to Don Lemon in 25 minutes. Oh, really? Okay, good. I didn't know if it was this.
Kirk used new media to devastating effect in his mission to mobilize young people for his conservative movement. He understood the power of a viral moment to cut through a complex argument and the great appetite for proper debate. Just two of many things we all love about our...
Of course, Jameson. Of course, Jameson. There's no more essential workers than ICE agents. I'll tweet that out even. Man, I wish... what the hell? I wish this thing had dictation. Nothing more essential than ICE. essential. Man, I can't freaking tweet.
Digital culture. There's plenty of things many of us find repellent.
Was that the first thing that it was even on? I wasn't even looking at what was up on my thing, but I'm sure it was a White House meme account.
About it too.
Actually, now I'm curious. Every day the Democrats keep the government shut down, the sombrero gets 10 times bigger.
Way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit.
Dude, this is such a good video. My favorite video, though, was the one where Don Lemon is saying it's racist and stuff, and they just do it right to him right then and there. So good.
Gaddy said you're 24/7. Well, so are we. When people play politics and shut down the federal government, we don't shut down because President Trump knows crime doesn't stop, and you don't stop. So we're here to back you up, to be your partner. Be safe. Thank you for what you do. Gaddy said you're 24/7. Well, so are we. When people play politics and shut down the federal government, we don't shut down.
Witch hunts, vile smears we'd not dream of using in real life, and the business of saying things purely to generate attention through rage. Many prominent figures on the right have accused Don Lemon of doing exactly that this week, ironically, for making the very same claim about them.
The thing that is so obvious about it, and I think is so disgusting, is that you don't really care. You don't really care about Charlie Kirk. What you care is that this is a moment that you can use for clicks, to boost your podcast or your streaming show or your radio show or your television show or your news show or your MAGA bona fides with the MAGA group or your political stripes, that you can improve it, or you can have a moment where you're crying in front of the cameras. You gather all the reporters at the Capitol and you go, and it's your fault, and it's your fault, and it's the left and whatever.
Well, Don Lemon is, of course, a former CNN anchor like me, who now hosts the Don Lemon Show, clips of which appear frequently in many popular podcasts. And he joins me now. Don, how are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you? Good to see you, Peter.
We were both
introduction, but it's great to see you.
We were both greatly lamented
and whatever.
Well, Don Lemon is, of course, a former CNN anchor like me, who now hosts the Don Lemon Show, clips of which appear frequently in many popular podcasts. And he joins me now. Don, how are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you? Good to see you, Peter.
We were both
introduction, but it's great to see you.
We were both greatly lamented ex-CNN anchors. In fact, we shared an office. You took my old office, so I feel like we've got a lot in history together. Your reaction to Charlie Kirk's murder has stirred up a lot of anger on people on the right, particularly the clip we just heard where you talk about them not really caring about what happened to him and just reacting for clicks, crying for clicks and so on. I've interviewed quite a few people who are on the conservative right who knew Charlie Kirk well. I've not detected any of that myself. I do think that they were genuinely, utterly horrified by what happened. Do you not think that what you said there was insensitive?
Black kids,
No, I don't. I'm surprised.
Whoa! All of a sudden... Sorry guys, I'm trying to listen to this and do a DoorDash order here really quick because all of a sudden I'm starving and I can't really cook myself food with one arm. Oh my goodness. Jameson Trenton with the primer. Jameson Trenton, the very first prime sub of the night. Honestly, Jameson, I was thinking about to myself, it's like, you know what, now I'm getting hungry. Maybe I should just get off. And then I was like, you know what, I'm going to keep streaming at least until the food gets here. And it's like, you know what? You just made it all worth it, Jameson. You totally made it worth it because you're the first sub, the prime. Oh, Eric is the new. Hold on, Eric. Hold on. Did you see this, Eric? You're the new leader. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm talking to everybody here. Is the new leader in Clipper. You're a Clipper now. You're the leader in the Clipper board. Most clips, 5 clips. Anyways, thank you, Jameson. Any other primers out there? Any other prime forgetters? Any other prime forgetters? Yo, Striker, what's up, Striker? How is Manor Lords? I haven't played it yet. I haven't played much Manor Lords yet. Do we need to hire you as an old Russian maid who will make you eat beets? Actually, dude, my girlfriend has been over here, like, cooking me food and taking care of me, but she's not right now, so. What is now an issue on the left now is to keep defending Destiny groups to try to dim several groups of members of Congress. You can tell them they get asked about it. They're deer in a head. What is up with Destiny? I feel sorry for that guy. It seems like he's got extreme mental illness. It's unfortunate. Wife not cooking? Wait, does the wife know? Girlfriend? Oh, I got divorced.
Surprised because I was actually taking up for Charlie Kirk. I was taking up for him as someone who died a horrible, untimely death, and that there are people who are out here trying to capitalize off of his death. I don't think it's that much different than what his friend, who is his confirmed friend, Candace Owens, is saying about folks who are using it for political and for career expediency. There are those who are doing it, and there are those who are not. And if you are not, then I don't think anyone who's not doing it took any offense to it. There's an old saying here in America: a hit dog will holler. So the folks who I felt a certain kind of way and that I touched with that statement or those statements, then perhaps they should take a look at themselves. And by the way, as you know, peers, you've been a victim of this. Many of us have been a victim to this. You take a clip, you do a short clip that is out of context, and then you make it into something that you want it to be rather than what I said. I don't see many people on the right at all of me running clips of me saying, I think, it was horrible what happened to Charlie Kirk. It should never have happened. I feel terrible for his wife and his kids. The kids are fatherless. She does not have a husband right now. I don't believe in political violence at all, whether it comes from the right or the left. No one played those clips. What they did was take someone like me that they can demonize. They feel that I'm on the left. As you know, peers, we work together. I'm not on the left. I am not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm not.
Give me a break, Don. By the way, I'm done ordering. Give me a break, Don Lemon. We know you're a hardcore leftist.
Not on the right either. I have my own mind, and I make up my.
How are we having a hype train already? What?
I make up my mind, and I decide on issues based on what I believe in and based on facts, not a certain political ideology.
Well, look, I would say that you're clearly a lot more left than right, surely. I've never heard you espouse a conservative sentiment.
I am a lot more fact-based than I am anything. And so I don't believe you are free to think that I'm on the left. And perhaps in this time that we're in now with the Trump administration and with MAGA, perhaps facts are on the left. And if you deem that being on the left, then so be it. I don't see myself as being a political figure or a figure who's on the left.
It's interesting your characterization about facts, because, I would argue that.
All right, guys. Actually, I feel like I'm not doing a good enough job streaming because I'm getting so hungry. So let's see. If you guys want to hang with me, we'll see if anybody's live that I can raid that has small viewers that would think it's cool. I don't know enough people on Twitch anymore. I'm just going to get off, guys. But I'm back. The stream is back. Thank you guys all so much for stopping in. Wow, 25 viewers. 25 viewers. We got a primer sub. Thank you guys so much. I'm just all of a sudden I'm hungry. I'm starving. I ordered food. I can't think really, so I'm going to get off. Peace.